tell you what.
Alright.
Oh, Al, I think he had a bad experience with a furry. Guess he
Haven't met the right
underperformed.
cat girl yet, then, guy.
Yeah,
I'll
she's
pass.
got the right idea.
I'll
Yeah,
pass.
you gotta open your horizons or something, whatever the kids say.
Yeah.
Speaking of horizon,
Use my poison to your advantage. I don't deploy it for kicks.
stress.
Oh, yoga outside.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Alright, Nielsen, have you been in contact? With Wayne Carter?
Reloading.
Here.
Reloading.
Okay, so witnesses. We have Jeremy Holden, I think.
Toxins going up.
We have Wilkinson, we have Magoo. A motion to add Andy Jones. Alright, I mean, you have a number of witnesses, so if he comes a little bit later, that's okay too.
Reload. One enemy remaining. Slow man. Reloading.
We'll start getting entered and going around 5 hours an hour.
Cypher, just tell me where they are. I'll do the rest.
Yes. Okay, well, you need someone.
Isolate them and kill them. Toxins going up.
Reloading.
Toxin screen down.
Light planted.
Toxins going up.
The only shit that I do is like hit my voice.
Toxin screen down.
One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
Last enemy taken out. Distinct and reasonable. Like that's the. I think that's personally. When
They
someone
think we
stands
wouldn't
out to
fight
me
back?
and they're like, "What voice
Dead
I am,"
wrong.
is when
Weapon
they can
here.
when they can say things that are completely normal sounding, as if they're supposed to be a real person that is not like.
Reloading.
If I'm doing like mean
Let's
things,
flush
right,
them out.
you gotta wait for someone from the other side. What's up, Shaded Shadows? How are you?
Toxins going up.
What?
Here.
Toxin screen down.
Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
Hey, yeah, come up here. What's the issue? Come up here. Yes.
All the details about this just now in the lobby.
Because I haven't spoken to Fingal yet. Like, what?
Which, okay, I mean,
30 seconds left.
me is
You haven't talked to your counselor.
Me?
10 seconds left. Last player standing.
He hasn't really made a great attempt to reach out to me. He never really scheduled any time for me. I don't know why.
But it's your case.
They're supposed to be fighting back, right?
You know,
And you also
Reloading.
had this kerfuffle yesterday.
right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, I think what Lewis showed his confidence here, just by showing, you know, I didn't even enter himself on the docket yesterday, which I think, go ahead.
Bury them.
Yeah, in this case, he entered on the 19th.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't spoken.
Toxins going up.
Reloading.
Here.
Not talk to him since he entered a week ago. Not coordinate anything with him whatsoever, and then send your
Toxin screen down.
Just to be clear, you're not gonna.
Spike planted.
That's really what you're gonna do.
Enemy spotted A.
Reloading.
This is really you're at the 0 hours. And you feel
But do you understand?
it sounds like
Lobby.
you're without ever talking to him. You know everything.
How am I supposed to know that? Is that up for me to know?
Okay, now he's saying you have talked.
One enemy remaining.
Well done.
I know what must be done.
Gun here.
Weapon here.
We go!
Toxins going up.
Killed.
Spike down A.
Night night. I got the spike.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Got him.
Clutch.
Oh wow. You guys suck.
To be young and have reflexes again. Good work, Jet.
On my way.
Breathe.
Reloading.
Presented numerous cases.
Here.
You've been aware of this civil filing as well as the other civil filing against him
Quiet.
for a very long period of time now.
Here.
You had plenty of time if you had concerns about
Toxins going up.
Are you
Hey!
anything- Hey, are you Fingal Dan? Yeah, but if you were worried about your attorney
Toxin screen down.
then that's on you to ensure that occurs. Yes. Okay, let me ask you this. Is this
One enemy remaining.
Down.
who is not your cadet
Reloading.
Weapon here.
literally be on you to ensure that you are
Up for me to know who my lawyers talk to and the work that they've done. That's my job.
This place is nice, but not nice enough to die in. Let's win and get out of here.
well, sounds like you're literally expecting him to read minds.
Here.
No, I'm not. I'm expecting you're expecting me to read mine. That's what you're saying. That I'm supposed to know.
On my mark.
So, what conversations did you have with your attorney? When was he retained? And what was your understanding about Dan's representation?
I didn't.
Toxins going up.
All I know about my case and now I'm
And
hearing
he's also a defendant.
Toxin screen down.
Planted the spike.
On the back.
I didn't read that.
Well, that's not anyone's fault but yours.
That's fine, but that's not my case. It has nothing to do
Poison orb emitting.
If he's a co-defendant, he is able to get
Reloading.
Poison's off.
the same counsel.
Not enough fuel. No fuel.
Their defense together.
Healing.
Toxins going up.
Reloading.
Toxin screen down.
One enemy remaining.
And gave him very brief
One of my cameras is broken. Oh,
Am I
wait.
to understand that it
Okay.
is now
It's
no
fine.
one's fault except for his that you don't feel you're going to get representation?
why I don't understand the way it's reflected from the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make here is that he didn't know he didn't talk to Finkelman until he pulled him in the alley right. He didn't address that at all.
Okay, so it sounds like the lawyer you hired isn't doing the job you wanted or the defense you may have wanted it to be.
I feel
This is
that
a
I'm
civil
not,
matter, and you retained him. He was not publicly appointed to you. You
Okay.
chose this attorney.
That's fine. So what I'm saying.
So do you
is
want to
that,
fire him or sue him or what?
I'd like to get a different representation. I'd like to move this to another.
Someone's in defender spawn. Berit, where is everyone hiding? Someone's
If you were suing someone as a whistleblower and they did this,
Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
Do you think I've never been a part of the case? I literally had Murphy take me through entire
I hate to say it, but probably best to play as a team.
So, what's the
during
plan?
the Murphy case with Carmela, you said he's clearly just trying to get this thrown out. You should ignore his shit and just move forward, Crane.
Good point. What happened?
Yeah, and this is a civil matter.
Okay, and what happened in that case?
Where are you?
Murphy lost it in the courtroom.
Okay, was it rescheduled? Yes or no?
When Thoreau, the prosecutor, wasn't able to be there, or the prime witness wasn't able to be there. Yes.
That's not what happened at all.
Thoreau, no, the first date was rescheduled because the prime witness was not able to be there. Second, which meant it had to have a new switch.
But then you.
Last player standing.
Cage triggered.
No, they brought up the idea that I should treat it differently. I let the case proceed.
All I know is that case got rescheduled.
Let them try to get through me.
I just feel like if you brought any single person in here and they tried to say this as a defendant, you would laugh at them. As a prosecutor, you would laugh at them. As an officer, you would laugh at them.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not
drop.
We could do that all day.
Reloading.
Toxin screen down.
Enemy down.
Defending not talking to their attorney in a hour, and then at the 0 hour claiming they're not getting adequate representation. If you think those two things are parallel, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Caught one.
Reloading.
Nowhere to run!
Last player standing.
Choose an attorney. You have all the ability in the world, all the freedom to talk to that attorney, take a hand in your defense, and guide and lead counsel your case. Choose to remove any of that, and then declare yourself absolute dead.
Win. Show me where to go.
No. Loophole is a junior attorney that was hired about a month ago. So, yeah, so you chose him, and if you have faith in him or not, then that will address how much you feel you need to take an active role. If you felt you didn't need to take an active role, and then he doesn't do a good job in your opinion, that's some dumb buyer beware shit. It has nothing to do with the court or you being provided a service. He's not incompetent.
Someone is B. Stand down. Here.
Happy with the strategy and the approach your lawyer is. Well, clearly you don't know because you haven't talked to him since you hired him.
Jet grounded.
I know exactly where you are.
Spike planted.
That you don't even know if there is a strategy.
Poison orb emitting.
Okay, yes, please give me the permission to do whatever. Thank you.
One enemy remaining.
It is, thank you.
Your duty is not over.
Poison's off.
You did pick a lawyer.
Yikes. That sucks.
You didn't know what.
Last round before the switch.
So it is literally
We lose everything
fire
after
where
this.
You want me
Spend it.
to handle your lack of due diligence in researching your
Gun here.
I will find you.
Toxins going up.
Enemy spotted A.
possibly.
You
but
should run.
no. Take your hat off.
Train, please.
Toxin screen down.
Take your hat off.
Enemy spotted A.
What's this? Plant the spike.
I'm gonna go review a couple things.
Careful now. Found you.
Poison orb emitting.
Whether or not you have a strategy, what that strategy
Plant the
is.
spike.
According to
I'll be quiet a little bit. You see if you can rectify this because I'm very confused.
Poison's off.
30 seconds left.
one down.
Planted the spike.
Bingo.
Enemy spotted A.
Come in here, jump
One enemy remaining. Switching
Look them in the
sides.
eyes when you kill them.
You hungry?
Did you start giving the keys to the beach?
I think you guys know that keys.
Hold it. Hold it.
So funny. Yeah, it's the room has weird sound sometimes. When you stand on the
Isolate
bench
and
someone's
exterminate.
Right against the bench, it does the
Poison
weird
orb
sound.
emitting.
I think they're on the other side of a wall or something. Serious.
Poison's off.
So what's going on?
Honestly, I don't know. Wrangler probably was
Toxins going up.
recently. And probably didn't really take an active hand in it.
Toxin screen down.
And now he's
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Spike spotted B.
to basically put the time into repair his attorney that should have done in the first place.
And they try the same
He's
old
looking
tricks.
for me to do that for him. And his perspective is that he's going to threaten his way into that.
Satchel out.
Well, I mean, it is loophole, so...
Yeah, but I mean, he hired him.
He hired him because,
Now, where to set up shop?
He like Wrangler literally said,
Here. My ultimate isn't ready.
senior attorney, isn't he? Because he has such a good reputation. I mean, he doesn't expecting the person to just do everything and not have any input and just show up. Loophole, I gave him a bar license like a month ago. He's a junior.
Spike planted.
Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
But like, okay, so if the attorney reaches out to Fingal and doesn't respond,
Don't interrupt.
and they keep reaching out to their client and nothing happens, I mean, what does the attorney do?
Spike defused.
I mean, I guess he made motions for continuance.
Match point.
Let's end this.
No.
I don't know. I mean,
But Wrangler also literally yesterday had another hearing, a case filed against him that had been filed for like 13 days and scheduled for 8. And he literally talked to me like half an hour before the case and said, I
Don't
don't
screw
have
it
an
up.
attorney. And I said, okay, why not?
Toxins going up.
I don't know. I never got one. I thought Loophole was doing it, but apparently he's not.
Here.
So that one got rescheduled. So now he's literally just gonna reschedule this one as well.
Enemy spotted mid.
Because like I
Toxin
said,
screen here.
he's been pumping for the last- And he expects the court to absolve him every month.
One enemy remaining. Defenders win.
The city is safe. Or, you know, what's left of it. Never said I was perfect.
it's not like he doesn't want to be here. Okay, he loves to argue. So I don't think it's a problem with him like not wanting to be in court. I think he actually just wants to get the shit straight so he wins.
Yeah, but it just so look, bench guy. If someone came to me as a defendant and they were anyone else and they said, "Oh, I've just been really busy at work and I hired this attorney, but I don't think he's doing the best job. So I want to fire my attorney, and I know I'm being sued and everything, and I should take an after role in my case, but I've been so busy with work and I didn't really know what was going on. And I want to fire my attorney, and I want you to reschedule the case, even though everyone else is here and ready. If this was anyone else but Wrangler, you'd call that person a fucking idiot and tell them to kick rocks, and that I should just do the trial because they're dumb. Oh, because they're dumb. You'd probably call them a dumb fuck to me right now, and then walk out of the room arrogantly with your M4 on your back, or a scar, sorry.
It's a scar W.
Yeah. So you'd literally call the person a dumb fuck and walk out of the room arrogantly. But with Wrangler, you're being soft.
Are you calling me soft, Crane?
I'm just calling like I see it, sir.
No. Are you calling me soft?
I think you're soft for Wrangler.
Well, Wrangler's a dumb fuck.
There you
Whatever
go.
want.
Got him, Chet. That is literally what would happen if there was anyone else who was the defendant. The fucking bench guy would be like, this guy's a dumb fuck, fuck him,
Son of a bitch.
and just walk out arrogantly. Thanks for the tier 1s, guys, and the primes. Appreciate you. But it's Wrangler, so he's like, come on, he's been pumping. The pumping's been so huge. The only problem with all of this is that Wrangler's already sowing the seeds. Wrangler's already sowing the seeds that that the plaintiffs like judge shopped against him by making sure that Crane didn't get conflicted. So in character, Crane's concerned that like Wrangler's gonna try to claim the verdict is invalid because, you know, he's basically gonna say that the verdict should be invalid and this isn't fair, and that's the tact Wrangler's gonna take. So basically Crane, you know, has to weigh how do you approach tactically sort of this situation, because do you want to get, you know, a bar complaint against Lou, who is a junior attorney that you picked, right, to like give a bar license to? So if you if Crane makes this go forwards and says, you know, Lou's competent, and then it turns out that Crane finds out that Lou really was incompetent, right? Then that's an issue for Crane, because then Crane's gonna be mad that Lou, you know, that Lou was not competent. And the other problem is that if this goes nuclear and Lou catches wind of what's going on, Crane knows that Lou will withdraw, and if Lou withdraws, then it has to be continued. Because it's one thing to say that you don't think your attorney is doing like the best job for you. It's another thing to have your attorney withdraw the day of the case. So if it goes nuclear and the attorney withdraws, which is what Wrangler's trying to basically get Lou to do right now, is to withdraw. Then, because he's basically just trying to pull a, you know, Murphy, right? Then it becomes something that has to be continued. So if it goes nuclear and it has to be continued, then Crane's hands are tied. So I'm trying to think what Crane would do here, and what I'm doing because I think Crane is pretty cunning, and so I think the move that Crane would make is probably to sit here and wait until someone comes and gets him, basically. So kind of call Wrangler's bluff, right? Because if Crane just sits here and doesn't do anything and makes everyone wait, then what happens with Wrangler and Lou, right? Because if they've been sitting there and talking the entire time, right, then how can Wrangler claim that he didn't have time to ensure that the strategy was good? And if he claims that he didn't have enough time, then Crane just says, well, I've been sitting here waiting and deliberating this whole time. I shouldn't say waiting, but so why didn't you use that time to talk to people? So I'm just gonna sit here and talk to chat until someone comes and gets me from either side. I think that's the play that Crane would make. So Crane is just gonna like hang out right now. Does it hurt your throat with Crane's voice? It's a little bit tough sometimes. It makes me it makes things worse. So like when I was sick and I kept playing on the server because I just needed to, it made things worse. Too many people say I. Crane ever hold Wrangler in contempt? Certainly. Hello. Oh, it's Jesse Adler. I'm just gonna pretend not to be here.
Match found.
Pro cord footage in courtroom from Penta POV? No, I'm not doing that. I understand that some people do that when it's like it doesn't make an issue. You already made up your mind on what you're doing with Florida Stays? No. I'm just like thinking that Crane in this situation would almost always try not to be the one who has to make this decision. So the longer he just sits here and waits, then people will figure shit out on their own. And yeah, watching clips and shit is a bait or a mistake. The few times that I've clicked on clips that people have sent, they've either been like completely irrelevant or like bait, so it's just not worth it. There are cops like this IRL. Have you ever personally encountered one with Wrangler as tattoos? Oh yeah, plenty. Their day says the door was a I'm not gonna get into that. Oh, Pilot, thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1s. Can you make a voice command?
Son of a bitch.
If the cops think we need it. This is a funny one of you.
You son of a bitch.
What is this?
You son of a bitch.
Oh, it's just me shooting it. Yeah, it's just me shooting it. Co-pilot again, thank you for the 5 tier 1s. Thank you for the Prime Wilhelm.
Just keep your tech off my flames, yeah? Wouldn't want to fry your circuitry.
And they actually are pretty doors, which are with current game mechanics. So the way that we look at things in court is we try to figure out what makes sense and advances the RP versus what is just arguing mechanics to try to get an advantage on your side. Meaning, okay, if I'm in court and I see a picture of the evidence at the bottom of the power plant of the residue from the C4, it's good RP to say, oh yeah, it looks like that's like some kind of melted.
Spike down B.
Hey, my vehicle is showing up as unknown.
Yeah, that has to do with something above my pay grade.
give you money.
No.
Okay. What
Here.
you doing? Something free.
Here.
Do it.
Thinking.
Are you winning? Why?
Enemy spotted B.
Spike down B.
Okay, so first,
One enemy remaining.
if you look at a picture in court that's evidence that C4 was used, right?
Spike planted.
See on the ground a casing, right? Actually, I can
Cheers.
Reloading.
We good. We good.
Okay. So chat. If you're
Nice!
if
Killed
you're
it!
in court
And
you see
them.
this picture,
We definitely killed them.
okay? In the game, right? That's just a picture of like a green mark.
We win.
See what
You're
I'm
back.
saying? And there's like a picture of like, you know,
My ultimate isn't ready.
You can't see.
My ultimate isn't toxins going up.
There's a picture of a casing on the ground. And it's just a yellow circle, right? So it's good RP to say.
Someone's A.
Oh yeah, I think I can see right there that there's like
Someone's in attacker spawn.
a little piece
Toxin
of
screen down.
a detonator or something right on the ground. And you say, oh look, yeah, there's some like
Enemy spotted
red
A.
here from the box explosive on the ground, right? On the box, okay?
Right there.
What would be
Grounded.
mechanics
Enemy A.
would be for someone to look at that picture and then in court say,
Toxins
the
going up.
detonator still has 5 seconds left that's on the ground, so how can you say that he intentionally blew it up? Maybe he was just holding it and it in the timer malfunctioned and it blew up in his hand. Because then you're basically creating art
Toxin screen down.
only for the sake of winning, and you're doing so in a way that argues something that is impossible in the game based on the mechanics.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A. 30 seconds left.
Those things,
Poison orb emitting.
and you can use them to interpret, you know, a situation to help discuss this. But if you're using it as a point in your favor, that's when it becomes a problem.
Poison's off.
10 seconds left.
I'm sorry, it has come to this.
Where's that smile, Phoenix?
What?
What's going on, dog?
Nothing. I'm wrangling Wrangler. What do you want?
Baba. Well, he also has right now to
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Damn it! He's out a week.
Kermit, do you want to reschedule this, or do you want to do the case?
Let's go.
I want him to be bitched out. I don't understand. How?
Kermit? Kermit? If I went ahead immediately, he files a bar complaint against the attorney that I gave a bar license to, and then he also then claims that I was biased, and claims you guys judged that with me thing, and he's going to question
Spike
the rules,
down
and
mid.
he's going to
One enemy remaining.
Three judges get on a panel to hear some dumb shit appeal in a civil case, all because Wrangler was too busy investigating.
Last player standing.
Didn't take time into his defense. Or you can sit here and talk to your friends for like 20 minutes while I hold out in the office until he decides that he's ready.
Yo,
He
hold it down,
decides
dog.
he's ready.
Kermit?
Okay, hang on. No, for future
Hold it
reference,
down.
there's got to be a way to fight like this from happening because he's gonna do this every fucking court case.
Yes, I am setting a precedent with him.
Okay, and alright.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
Well, because Wrangler is the only person who tries to bullshit like this. So, I'm going to make sure this case is heard.
If any of you die, I lose a bet with Brimstone, so don't embarrass me like that, please. Isolate and exterminate.
Come on, let's go!
They will go!
Wrangler does stuff. We also respect his what he does the system too well. This is why James in chat says Kirby should be smurfing.
Spike planted.
What kind of outcome will this have with the other case to get risk of not having an attorney falls ahead in favor of the plaintiff or defendant?
Finished.
Really does do anything.
One enemy remaining.
I have them. We good. We good.
Yeah, I was in the town hall meeting, not sure what these discussed. The
I'm
key
twitchy
holder
here,
issue
let's
was
go
talked
already.
About people want the key holder issue to be changed differently.
Need a drop.
See who this is.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Oh, wonderful.
I just want to clear it up too. I was always ready.
Understood. We did it, chat. We got Wrangler and his attorney to say they're good to go affirmatively, which means they don't get to complain later. All right, I understand.
Someone did attacker spawn.
The defendant is now ready to proceed.
Here.
Already.
No charges left.
They just. Oh.
The reading of the statement of claims and the request for relief. I know
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Alright, well, if you made contact...
Get out of my way!
Statement of claim. On or about January 5th, 2022, Sis Fulker has led to a
Toxins going up.
heard over the radio that
Poison orb emitting.
Sis Fulker was then later told that the officer was Randy Wrangler, who was accompanied by...
No charges
30
left.
seconds left.
And that both Randy Wrangler and Fingal Dan were...
Toxin screen down.
Apparently, Sis Fulker then asked friends and members of the HOA to take the photos of Randy Wrangler going in and out. Fulker or any permission to his home, nor was he privy to the search warrants.
It's hard not to play with my food.
Sis Fulker then asked Stanley Wilkinson to see why Randy Wrangler and Fingal Dan were going to his home, to which Stanley Wilkinson
Need a
did
drop.
so, and as he approached Randy Wrangler, was at the GSR test.
Need a drop.
Plaintiffs then alleged that Stanley Wilkinson complied and was then
Reloading.
after being told that the door was open and was asked by Randy Wrangler, who lived at the house.
Hopeless mice.
Plaintiffs claimed that Sis Fulker then later went into his house and found it torn apart and trashed with no regard for Sis Fulker's personal possessions.
Toxins going up.
Plaintiff Sis Fulker was never given a copy of any search warrant, nor was he told by police officers to enter his personal home for any legal reason. In terms of relief, the plaintiffs are requesting the court
Here. Here.
$50,000
Here.
judgment
Toxin screen down.
Wrangler for breach of privacy and unlawfully entering a personal home. They also are requesting $25,000 from one Fingal Dan for unlawfully entering a personal home.
Multiple enemies B.
Defendants here with the council. The only
I know
one
exactly where you are.
is not currently here is Officer Carter. Is that correct for both sides?
Yes, sir.
Careful now.
One enemy remaining.
Reload him.
I'd stop that.
Your Honor, people report. Okay, which gun to pick this time?
Randy Wrangler not only enters properties unlawfully,
Need a
but
drop.
also often. Quite the pattern of it. Quite the bad boy.
I'm saying.
Blatantly honest. Lots of pictures. Lots of stuff.
I'm gonna save.
Best about it.
They are so dead. Need a drop. I'll find their cipher. What's this?
Toxins going up.
Today the plaintiff has us
Here.
alleging that
Someone's in attacker spawn.
what the plaintiff is saying is in fact untrue, as Wrangler and his ride-along at that time were
Toxin screen down.
the pursuit qualifies as an exigent circumstance, and we are here today to demonstrate.
Come on, let's go.
Enemy spotted A. I love this gun.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
You get a pick, we move in. Got it?
Calls Mr. Gumpus to the stand.
All right,
Need a
Gumbus
drop.
Magoo, I believe, come to the stand.
I'm saving. Need a drop. Focus now. Eyes open.
Alright, sir. You affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and
Someone's
nothing
in here.
but under penalty of perjury, so help you beggars.
Toxins going up.
Nielsen, you're witness.
Enemy A.
How you doing, Gumpus?
Tired.
Well, you could do me a favor. Take a look at the profile.
Toxin screen down.
Can you reference the evidence submitted by Kermie Falker, plaintiff's
Enemy spotted A. Enemy spotted A.
Last player standing.
You took these photos, sir?
Yes, that's correct.
Could you describe what these pictures are showing?
Spike planted.
Are photos of Randy Wrangler and Fingal Dan entering his sister's property. I saw them enter.
They will die. Hopeless and afraid.
Need a drop.
Alright, any cross on those?
Need a drop.
Why are you so broke?
Enemy spotted mid, right dead. Enemy A.
Toxins going up.
I don't think I do.
planted.
Down.
It's not really relevant, so I will withdraw.
Okay, sustain then.
Help.
Anything else?
Here.
Alright, Mr. McGee, you may step down.
Enemy spotted A.
Last player standing.
No one will remember them.
Yes. Plaintiff.
Alright, I'm on the outside. Alright, be back.
The hunt begins.
Do you affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but a penalty of perjury, so help you, Nikita?
Of course, yes.
Alright, Nielsen, your witness.
Here. Not enough fuel.
I'm okay.
I don't think so.
Spike
I know
planted.
exactly where you are.
Recognize that picture, sir? Why do you recognize him?
I took it.
Can you describe what is going on?
Last player standing.
Nice help here. 2, 3, thank you.
They're nothing but flies.
And when you took that photo, did you witness anything else that Randy Wrangler or was in?
That photo was just after I watched the
Help?
three of them exit the property.
Clarify
They walked out the front door. Yes, the house.
Don't get in my way!
Alright, Mr. Holden, you can step down. You call any of them for recall. Plaintiff, next witness.
Enemy Spike down A.
Spike is A. Someone's A. Pathetic.
Hey, Mr. Wilkinson, the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing
One
but it.
enemy remaining.
So help you, Hunter.
Can't raise my hand, Your Honor.
Last player standing.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Nielsen, you're with us.
How you doing, Stanley? How's it going, Adam?
So,
30 seconds left.
in regards to all this stuff, can you describe
That Wrangler and Fingal were outside of a person's house.
10 seconds left. Spike planted.
So I go up there, and right as I get
Last round in the half.
We can't take anything with us after this.
So he GSR test me. I comply. Apparently there was a shooting earlier in the day.
about, but you know, he protested me.
Let me show you how the boss does it.
Watching this location.
I asked him what he was doing going inside that house, and he told me the door was open.
Is that all he said in relation to entering into the house?
I am not sure.
Welcome to my world.
Enemy spotted me.
Spike down B.
Reloading.
Toxins going up.
Come on, let's go.
Enemy B.
Spike down B.
I know exactly where you are.
Spike planted.
No charges left.
One enemy remaining.
No fireworks today, I'm afraid.
Switching sides.
Zuckerberg, what are you doing there?
I don't know, sir. A police officer led me in here.
Yeah, get behind the bar with the rest of everyone else.
Got hit.
Nielsen, what's going on? Are you done with the witness or not?
One moment, Your Honor.
No, I'm just typing.
After Triple Dan checked on checked in the house on the block, do you know of any conversation between Fingal and Randall at this point?
Not to my recollection.
Someone's B.
Down.
Alright, defense, you got any cross? No. I just like to take thorough notes.
Hello, Stanley.
One enemy remaining.
The enemy only looks composed. Their hearts tell a different story.
Did not.
Had you heard the shots being in Mirror Park?
I did not.
Objection. Leading?
It's cross, he can lead, and he already,
Black's Foundation.
Breathe
so,
deep.
Stanley already testified that there was some kind of shooting earlier in the day that he didn't have any knowledge of, but that was what Wrangler had said to him, and so he can testify to it. He said he did not hear any shots.
Enemy spotted A.
Dead fool.
Spike down B.
Any redirect?
One enemy remaining.
That was their best. Pathetic.
Y'all better keep up.
not. No further questions.
All right, Mr. Wilkinson, you can step down. Mr. Pohl, are you recalling Wilkinson?
Here.
No.
All right, normally, Mr. Wilkinson, I'd say you're free to go, but you're in custody, so you're not. Okay, next witness from the plaintiff.
Our spike carrier is killed.
Spike down A.
Poison orb emitting.
Party's over.
Mr. Folker, approach the stand.
I got the spike.
Poison's off.
Someone's B. Reloaded.
All right, sir.
Careful now.
Testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole
Spike
truth,
carrier
and nothing
killed.
but it under the law.
Spike down A.
So help you next. All right, go ahead, Nielsen.
Toxins going up.
Why have you had better days, Sis?
I don't think it's relevant to today.
On my mark.
30 seconds left.
So, in regards to today's court,
Toxin screen down.
One enemy remaining.
They think they can kill me?
New fight, new tactics. Keep it fresh, yeah?
do you have any idea why they entered your property?
Negative.
Take everything.
Did Wrangler, Fingal, or anyone else ever reach out to you to
Watch
speak about
this!
incident?
No, sir.
Did you ever receive a raid warrant in relation to this incident?
Negative.
Someone's B. Our spike carrier is killed.
Spike down B.
Any text message or email or note on the phone or anything?
Parasite.
Explanation for why they entered your property?
No, sir.
No.
Last player standing.
All right, Mr. Pohl.
I know exactly where you are.
From your property?
Objection,
That is very relevant. They asked me if you received a raid warrant. If anything is missing, that would be generated.
There doesn't necessarily have to be a...
Sorry, Ranger Steve. Sorry.
If you lose focus, you die. Breathe when it's over.
Okay, so
I don't know if I misspoke.
first off, no, we're talking about a raid receipt, basically, or if there was a warrant, then obviously a copy needs to be provided under the legislation.
Who will I spot first?
I'm not really sure. Was anything missing?
Enemy spotted A.
I mean, he could.
Sorry, bro.
One down.
Plant the spike.
Could you get into that?
Enemy A. Spike planted. I'll wait with you. Enemy spotted. Enemy and defender spawn.
Just in general, the entrance way of my house.
Could you please reference the courthouse for me?
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Yeah, which one?
Clutch.
try to catch me.
Alright, there's the plaintiff's eight.
Well, like I said, that's the entranceway of my house. It looks to have been tossed over as a monitor that's on the ground.
Gun here. Gun here.
Someone pay. They will come. Spike planted.
Rain is gone.
Reloading.
Someone's in a tackle.
Poison orb remaining.
Party's over.
One enemy remaining.
Win. Show me where to go.
Mr. Dan, are you gonna represent yourself? Okay,
Need a drop.
Mr. Dan, this is your choice. Are you representing yourself?
Gun here.
Okay, and then Mr. Cole. Mr. Folger, you can retake the stand.
Toxins going up.
In sight.
Enemy spotted here.
Enemy spotted.
Toxin screen down.
Reloading. Get out of my way!
One enemy remaining.
Spike planted. Reloading.
Who to smother first?
I have extra money if anyone needs.
Okay, as you guys are acting as your own counsel, you will each be offered the opportunity to cross-examine each witness. So, Wrangler, if you want to cross-examine Mr. Folker first, and then Single Dan.
Welcome to my world.
Multiple enemies A. Watch this.
Oh, you're right. I got, well...
Someone's A.
They dismissed their so we're gonna let them ask a few questions just for the sense of equity, because otherwise we'd basically be taking a whole detour. So, because they could just recall it, right, Nielsen? So we're just gonna go ahead and go ahead.
Shortly after.
These pictures are their entire
Last player standing.
foundation of their entire
I mean, if y'all are claiming that this is part of the
I got your
damages,
backs. Just, you know, from the
then
front.
he has the right to try to, you know, contextualize the photos in a way that he feels will either add to or diminish from the game. So, I'll allow him a little bit of leeway here and we'll see what he
You need to re-answer the question.
Breathe deep. Watching this location.
Blocking sight. Blocking sight.
Toxins going up.
Stealing sight. Plant a spike.
Toxin screen down.
Enemy spotted B.
Planted.
There they are.
Reloading.
Last player standing.
You lose. The MVP is mine. Let's do this.
Reloading.
Need a drop.
Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, on your phone there. Okay, you do not recall. I don't recall you.
Need a drop.
Okay, fantastic. So you said that you alleged that the donuts in this picture were left there by police officers.
Thanks.
Objection, leading.
Bonne chance, mes amis.
Yeah, it's cross.
The hunt begins.
I'm sorry.
Party's over.
Alleged that they were brought in by law enforcement.
What you need is spotted A. Here.
Made reference to a trope by which officers and donuts were connected, but he said, I will not make that. I recognize the inherent sort of like literary device
Planted.
where he's referencing it without, taking ownership of the statement, and I've reflected that for the record. So if that's the purpose of your question, then we can move on.
I understand. I'll give you a little more straightforward.
One enemy remaining. Match point.
Oh look, they're desperate.
He's using the Wrangler strategy against him. Whenever Wrangler gets asked a question that's bad for him, he just says, I don't recall. In court.
Here. Toxins going up.
Plant the spike.
Toxin screen down. Get out of my way.
Plant the spike. There they are.
He's got.
Poison orb emitted.
One enemy remaining. Attackers win.
Was inevitable.
I don't know.
You don't know. Do you not have eyeballs, sir?
I mean, I can't.
Alright, stop. I'm not going to entertain questions like that.
Oh.
These need to be relevant, factual questions, not argumentative ones.
Okay. Okay, fine. So how long were you in the area of Mirror Park that day?
The entire day?
Yes. You were there the entire day?
No.
Okay. How long were you in the area, sir?
As it pertains to this instance?
How long were you in the area of Mirror Park?
I don't know.
How long were you in the area before this instance?
I don't know.
Okay. How long were you there after?
Objection relevance?
Yeah. What is the relevance here?
Your Honor, I'm attempting to see if you'll answer any question at all, even the most basic one.
Okay, so that's not relevant to the claims against you.
I'll go ahead and withdraw.
Okay.
I'm all set. Go ahead.
Pingle Dan.
Mr. Fucker, when we, how long did you see us in your house?
Can you repeat that?
How long did you see us in your house?
Objection vague?
Yeah, also, I think that's a misstatement of testimony. I don't think he ever testified that he saw you in his house. I think he testified to other people seeing that.
I'm withdrawing.
Okay. Withdrawing from what?
Just say you have no further questions.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
Can we get a redirect?
He's not going to answer.
No.
Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Wrangler, your commentary is not needed. Mr. Fulger, you can step down.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This case is so good. This case is so funny. Holy shit.
The plaintiff calls Dwayne
Right up.
Carter.
Hello, Carter.
Yo, what's up with it, man?
You know, just living life. All right. Do you
Hell
affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but it, under the penalty of perjury? So help you airborne.
Yes.
All right, Nielsen, your witness.
How you doing, Carter? You having a good ass day?
I am having a good ass day.
Well, Carter, back in the day, did you receive any IA reports in relation to the incident in question?
I'm gonna object to this whole thing. Well, at least that question, Your Honor. I don't think that's in the scope at all of this case. And further, that investigation would be internal. I don't think that has anything to do with the courts at all.
I mean, okay, so hold on. So Nielsen rebuttal.
So not only have the contents of this IA investigation been discussed publicly in another trial, we are not going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of like IA punishments or anything, just what was stated by our clients or other people who are willing to have this testimony to Carter divulged.
What trial? I'd like to know that too. What trial?
There was a bench trial where 5 HOA were arrested for disobeying a peace officer, and Carter openly said on the stand everything that Sis told him about this IA situation.
Okay, then I'll object to facts not in evidence. I don't understand how that's relevant to this case.
That's why we are getting testimony. This is going to be evidence.
Cops getting clapped right now, son.
They sure are.
Yo, it's like not even a little bit. I think the whole force went down.
That was a bomb.
That was bad.
That was a bomb. That was a hayride.
All right. Okay. So the purposes of the testimony for Carter is what, Nielsen? What are you trying to show with this testimony? Are you just trying to corroborate that a third party heard them say something?
We were going to corroboration.
All right. Response to that, Wrangler.
I would say that this whole thing is clearly an attack on my character. I think that their whole foundation of their prosecution here is these pictures and the damage that was done to the home. I don't think that my character has anything to do with this case, nor should it have anything to do with the bearings of this case.
All right, so part of the claim against you is whether the entry was lawful. The allegations from Fulker and the rest of them, as you yourself said, I think your commentary was something along the lines of, this guy's not going to answer any questions. So if I'm to weigh the reliability of Mr. Fulker, then it would be highly relevant if there were an officer who could corroborate whether or not the statements that were made to him prior to this court date matched up to the ones being said in this room.
Okay. Then at this point, I would like to request to approach.
Okay.
Well, my biggest issue with this is I was read my.
Yeah, Carter, just step over to the side for a second, please.
Ah! Ah! Okay.
Did it.
My biggest issue with this is at the beginning of any IA investigation, including this one, I've read my Garrity rights, which it's explicitly stated that none of it will be used in a court.
This is not a criminal
Are they?
proceeding, this
Well,
is a
okay, so it's
civil.
first, it's not a criminal case. Yes. My other question is, are you even asking Carter about what Wrangler said, or are you asking about what Fulker
Yeah,
said?
we are asking about what Sis and other people on the plaintiff side said, not what Wrangler said. So there would be no self-incrimination.
Yeah, I don't know if this falls under Garrity because it's a civil matter.
While that is true and I understand that, these are still court proceedings. People are still sworn under oath here, and this is still testimony that's given under oath.
Right, but the point of the Garrity warning and the protection therein is to prevent someone from being compelled to testify against themselves in a criminal matter, right? So, for example, you have the right to remain silent. So if you're forced to talk to an IA investigator, then that can't be used against you in a criminal matter. But you don't have the right to remain silent in a civil matter. So there's nothing to be violated there.
Okay. If you're sure.
I mean, I'm trying to think through because I don't know what.
But at this point, I mean, we're talking about testimony. Testimony in these civil matters, it doesn't matter. It's sworn testimony. It can be used in criminal courts. It's still sworn testimony.
You used for what?
Sworn testimony, it doesn't matter, and if it's given in civil or criminal, it can be used to file criminal charges. It's still sworn testimony, Your Honor.
Testimony for the civil case wouldn't just be directly used for criminal
It
court,
absolutely
and
could, is what I'm saying.
Also, as stated.
Hey, yo, Rudy. Why?
As stated.
Yeah. Okay.
Was stated by
a little bit longer for our ship dog.
I'm comfortable with the questions about what was said to Carter in a corroborative sense regarding the plaintiff's witnesses and whether those statements match up with what they're saying now in court. So Carter basically just being a third-party witness who could testify that their statements were made the same or deviated, which would help me with the reliability of those statements. I'm not comfortable delving into what Wrangler said to Carter. I don't want to get into splitting hairs because in this jurisdiction, it's just, it's not a good idea. So if you're comfortable with going forward and only talking about the stuff that was said to Carter by your witnesses, Nielsen, then we'll move forward. If you're pressing on the issue of wanting to ask Carter about the conversation with Wrangler, then I'm probably going to need to retire to Chambers and think it over, because that's a pretty complex issue.
I bet.
So what's your point of view?
Well, we were just planning on going with what the plaintiff and our witnesses said.
Oh, okay, perfect. So then we will not engage with any questions about what was said between Carter and Wrangler. Only between Carter and the plaintiff's witnesses, correct?
Correct.
Okay, step back.
Before, I'm sorry, Your Honor. If you'd like me to step back, I can. But, you know what? All right, let's just see what happens, I
What?
suppose. Then.
Do you have anything else?
So their whole line of, their whole line of questioning is hearsay? Is that what I just heard?
Oh, how would that be hearsay?
Why when it's Sis just, you know, why when it's Sis just be asked these questions on the stand himself? He's going to testify for what Carter's going to testify against what Sis told him. Is that what's happening?
Carter is going to relay the contents of the conversation he had with Mr. Folker about the contemporaneous events to identify whether or not it corroborates with what Mr. Folker testified about.
Oh, okay. I understand.
They're
Okay,
just
that
trying to
makes
get third-party verification of whether he's reliable or not. That's all.
Okay, I don't think anyone's questioned that, but
Well,
sure,
you openly question their reliability.
I attempted to, but
Well, not in questioning. You just made offhand comments in open court.
right. They're doing that as well. I know you can't hear it, but
Okay, well, I will tell them right now to stop. You got that, Nielsen?
Yes.
Mr. Folker, the rest of you, you are not immune to contempt, even though you are the plaintiff in a civil matter. If I feel that you are engaging in tit-for-tat bullshit like some kind of schoolyard juvenile, some bitches, then I will throw your ass in jail, and I don't just mean you, Stanley. Is that clear?
What did I do?
Wait, I'm confused.
I'm very aware that there is...
We have a problem with Wrangler? Like if it was
No, I'm saying there is back and forth happening right now that I don't appreciate behind my earshot. Do you understand? Thank you, Mr. Wilkinson. All right. Y'all can step back.
thank you.
Mr. Carter, you could take the stand. For the purposes of clarity for the court, no questions to Carter will be entertained surrounding the conversation that Carter had with Wrangler. However, any conversations that Carter had during his investigative purpose with the plaintiff's witnesses may be touched upon for corroborative basis. Nielsen, your witness.
How you doing, Carter? You having a good ass day?
Hell yeah.
Did you take an IA report in relation to the incident in hand?
I'm gonna be real with you. Haven't been here the entire time. But I took it. I have taken an IA report from Sis before. That's what you want to go with. But yeah, taken an IA report from Sis before.
Could you get into the contents of what Sis told you in relation to this IA report?
Yeah, Sis said that Fingaldan and Wrangler went up in his house.
And did he allege anything else in this IA complaint? Or,
Objection, leading.
let me rephrase.
You can, I mean, well, you can ask if there's anything else, because it's not, because Carter could just as easily answer no. So I don't believe that's leading. There's either something else or there's not. It's not tell me this thing. So overruled. Go ahead.
So did Sis tell you anything else in relation to this incident, or was he alleging anything else?
Okay, yeah. So he gave me this IA report because he felt like Wrangler went into his house unlawfully. That's why I took the IA report.
Could you get into any specifics?
To be honest with you, I don't remember the full details of the conversation or anything like that, right? Unless I had like the notes that I took in front of me there, or like here in front of me, right? All I can say is Sis felt that his rights, the entry of his house was unwarranted, therefore unlawful.
All right, one moment.
Yeah, this is a fun trial, guys. I know exactly how the Garrity stuff is supposed to work, OOC, but I'm trying to balance in the server how I want to treat that.
I am having a good ass day.
Because if IA investigating cops means that they can never talk about it in civil court, it gets very different, very
Fingal Dan,
strange.
you're irrelevant.
If that makes sense,
But I
like
love
it,
you, dog.
it might stifle RP.
Match found.
If IA getting involved means that like we can. I mean, Garrity rights have been brought up before.
In Siz's complaint, did he mention the inside of his home?
I don't recall. Like I said in my previous testimony, I don't recall like the full details of our conversation.
Okay. Did he present any photographic evidence during the IA complaint like he did in the courtroom today?
There was photographic evidence without me actually being able to like see the photographs or the report that I took to identify which photographs were placed in the report. I wouldn't feel comfortable answering that question truthfully. So, to that matter, I would say I can't recall.
So you don't. Okay, so you.
I know that pictures. I know that pictures were put into the report that I had, but I don't know which pictures.
Yeah,
Does that
Dean,
make
that's
sense?
kind of the issue.
Yes.
That's kind of the issue. Is if you just
It says ask for any
opened
financial
IA complaints and then anything an officer ever said
no.
in those IA
was the ultimate
complaints
goal
could
of
never
this
be talked about. I don't know.
Best of my, I can't speculate on what his goal was.
I can rephrase. Did he explicitly state what he wanted the outcome of the complaint to be?
No.
Graham, isn't this getting to a bit of what you were talking about with whatever would be happening with punishments?
Okay, he already answered. I'm done here.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about the answer. It wasn't extremely weighty or relevant even.
Thank you.
Well, I'm not even gonna write it down. I'm just deleting it. Okay. Anything else from the plaintiff redirect?
Actually, I had one more. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, I gave them a mulligan, so you get yours as well.
All right. Hooray. Okay. You testified being on duty that night.
Yep.
Do you remember any calls of shots fired in the area, Mirror Park?
Objection relevance? Or scope?
Okay. I don't have a rebuttal.
Huh. They came all this way.
Reloading.
That was stupid.
I don't have a rebuttal, but at this point I would like to ask you.
Yeah, okay, fine. Sustained, you can recall him. Do you have your question, Mr. Dan?
There.
My question was going to be Wrangler.
Okay, redirect.
No, Your Honor.
Alright, Carter, you can jump your way out of there. You are marked for recall.
Alright, cool.
Were there any other witnesses on the plaintiff's side? You're the plaintiff.
Gotta go. Spike planted.
Oh, man. Sustained. Alright. Do you affirm that the testimony about you in this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but under the penalty of perjury, so help you wait?
Shot that.
Hey, Nielsen, your witness.
Last player standing.
Three for me.
Raise, you always work to lift our spirits. Thank you.
We are partially
You
is
just agreed with me. You just agreed with me.
What is the relevance?
Character witness and establishing a pattern.
No, absolutely. Objection.
Pattern of what?
Pattern of
Pattern on a case that
illegally
hasn't
entering
been ruled
houses.
upon yet? Are you serious?
Embarrass them.
Fucking smart.
This is an interesting one.
Neutralized.
She was days ago in the court.
Watch out!
Shot down.
Watch out! Reloading. There. Go, go, go! One enemy remaining.
Now 4.
Yeah, so I think it could
Spike
flip the other
planted.
way. I think if you wanted to call
Ace it.
Stanley and Sis and Holden
Down.
and
Okay.
Magoo for the other case, then I think that would be admissible.
Reloading.
I'm unsure if
It is over.
equitable
Scanning ahead.
line of questioning in this case. It doesn't like so. For reference,
I belong here.
I was
We
asked
all
if
belong
her
here.
testifying would conflict me from handling her case, and I said no because
Go,
the
go,
answer
go.
of confliction wouldn't arise because if her testimony is her testimony, it's under oath. It doesn't matter when it's given. But if we're talking about the relevance to these specific claims, I gotta agree with Wrangler. I don't think that
Kick
an
them out.
allegation
I don't see visitors.
could be relevant to my determination of the subset of facts in this case, mostly because these cases, while they may bear like a general allegation right and a rights violation, I don't think in good faith that is going to be relevant because
Spike planted.
entirely different in the cases and the circumstances.
Last player standing. Flawless.
To the specific claims being offered in this case. So I'm
Deep
going to go ahead
breaths,
and agree with
everyone.
Wrangler. And Sis-
Your hearts are pounding.
Questioning, and then you can just weigh that accordingly, depending on her answers.
Good job, right?
Because she is in the court case alleging the same incidents occurring. So
Right, but so without me hearing all the variables of that case presented in evidence, I can't really evaluate whether it is the same.
Quick feet, quick trigger.
So
Gotta
if
go.
I'm going to sit here and allow you to ask her about that incident, and then allow Wrangler to cross-examine her,
Any enemies A.
I'm basically
Got one.
just having that case out here.
Enemy A.
Because that's the only way I would be able to establish if the circumstances and the variables were relevant. And it doesn't make sense for us to get into
Spike
every
down
single
A.
variable and facet of that case in the minutia, which is what would need to happen for me to understand if it was relevant or not. So I don't
Spike
think
A.
that's feasible at all.
One enemy remaining.
That's 3.
why was the witness not stricken or objected to?
Because I don't know what people are going to testify to or not. I don't know if Miss Jones was present, was on the radio at the time of this incident, was speaking anything else about this incident. I have no idea. I simply said that
When
I
Reyna
met
gets started,
conflict
it's hard to stop
hear
her.
her
I'd
give
like to avoid that, please.
Well, if you are unsure as to what she is testifying, could we not have her testifying again, just weighed accordingly if you do not believe it later?
She can testify to things related to this incident. If you're going to have her testify to things related to some other incident, then it's not relevant.
No questions for Annie Johnson.
Alright, apologies ma'am, please step down.
It's okay.
Enemy A dropped. Here we go.
Looking forward to it. There's actual evidence submitted in that.
Get lost.
All right, was that the extent of your witnesses, Nielsen?
Yes.
Enemy in it next.
Okay. We will take a brief recess as the defense counsel has been removed from the defense and they are self-represented. We'll give them approximately 10 or so minutes, 10, 15 minutes to prepare their defense. We will resume at 55 minutes after the hour.
One enemy remaining.